What's up, you guys? If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit that notification. I'm going to throw this up there. I still have more people who don't follow me watching my videos than do, so just hit that little notification so you get the notification that I am posting and that I am live. We are going to do a very interesting video, but let's hit the intro first. Today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them, that we don't tell you guys while you're at the psych hospital that might actually benefit you if you know you can do it or ask for it. So let's go. I had to make a list because I knew I wasn't going to remember them. The first one and the biggest one for me is we give you guys contracts of safety, and I'll do a whole video one day on like what that entails. But some kids figure this out, some don't. You don't have to sign that. If you feel like you are going to SH or SI, you don't have to sign it. But there is an effect of not signing it. So this is per our hospital. But at our hospital, if you don't sign the contract of safety, you sleep outside the unit, which means you don't get a room. You're most likely either going to be a 1-to-1 or a 2-on-1. And by that I mean, so every kid's assigned a bedroom. And they get to, sleep in that room. There's rest and reflect where they go hang out in it. But if you don't sign the contract saying, hey, I'm going to be safe in that room, you're going to get what we call a boat. And a boat is like a portable bed, kind of like when you go to a hotel and you ask for an extra bed, like a rollaway. That's what it is. And you sleep on the unit so that staff can observe you from their desk 24/7. And that's just for your safety, since you said, hey, look, I'm not going to be safe in the room. That's just our way of being like, okay, well, we'll make sure you're safe. We're going to watch you a little bit closer than, someone who signed it. Now, there are times where a kid will sign it, go in the room, a couple days go by, they start SH, and then they come out and they're like, no, you need to be on a boat. But if you don't feel like you're going to be safe, it's better, at least at our place, to be up front and be like, hey, I'm really struggling. I don't think I can be safe in there. I don't think I can sign this paper that says, hey, I'm going to be safe. But one day I will do a whole thing on what a contract for safety is for you and for others, because we make you sign too. So just know that you don't always have to sign the papers if you don't feel safe. Different hospitals are going to do different things if you don't sign the safety contracts. I know just at ours, we put you on high watch then, because it's your way of being honest with us. So for shower time, I've done TikToks where I've showed we give them, I've done it in YouTube videos, you get a cup and you pour the shampoo in it, or I pour the shampoo in it, or whoever pours the shampoo in it, and we lay it out, and that's what you take into the shower. You can ask for your own. This is something a lot of kids don't know at our place. I love my lavender stuff. If I was in a psych hospital, I would want my own soap. I would want my own shampoo. I would want my own anything that would help me, because scents really help me. Always bring your stuff to a hospital or a psych hospital, and the worst they're going to do is say, no, you can't have it. But there's been cases where we have extremely high-risk kids who bring their own stuff in, and usually if you bring it in, say you bring in, your own soap, you can take it into the bathroom. We're not going to squirt it out into a container. We trust you. If you sign the papers, we're good. But there are some times where kids are too high risk, and we're just like, okay, here, we'll do it. Tell us when. And we squirt it out for them, and we give it to them. So always bring shampoo stuff that will help you, thick hair, different textures of hair, all different kinds of hair. You guys have your own products. I have my own products. I would not be able to go 2 weeks probably without my own shampoo and body wash, because for me, scents help me calm down. So, but bring it. What's the worst they can say? No, you can't have it. But at ours, we're like, that's fine, bring it. And you guys get a hygiene bucket, which I have done a video on how we make your hygiene buckets. So that'll be down below. Ask for a weighted blanket. This is something no one at our hospital knows. So, and I don't know if it's just us or it's most, we have weighted blankets there. You wouldn't know it because we don't advertise it. We don't say, hey, have a weighted blanket if you want. Here, here's 5. Well, we only have 4. So if you really want one, just ask or bring your own. Any kid so far who's brought their own weighted blanket to the hospital has gotten to keep it. If you're safe with it, you're allowed to have it. It's a comfort item. I love my weighted blanket. I adore it. I found so many different places that sell weighted blankets, which we could even do a review on one day. But bring it. You won't, it's better to have it than to not and regret not having it. But if you don't have one, ask your staff. Usually, at least at ours, we have to get it from the therapist approval. So just go, you know, up to your staff and be like, hey, do you guys have any weighted blankets? If you do, can I get one approved because it really helps me, or I want to try it, or something like that. And 9 out of 10 times they're going to go through the resources it takes to find out, hey, do we have this, or hey, do we not have this, or something along those lines. So just ask. There's nothing ever wrong with asking for things at a hospital, especially if they're like comfort items. I would much rather have a kid come to me and be like, hey, do you have X, Y, and Z? Because it helps me, rather than the kid struggling. You know, I would much rather than be like, hey, do you have like lavender scented something? Like that just really calms me down and I'm really struggling. Heck yeah, let me go to my car. Let me get whatever I have out there and let me see. Okay, so this is one not, like, you wouldn't know about this one unless you've been to one. So we have what's called doubles on food and snack, which means if you are hungry or you tend to get more hungry, you can ask for a second plate. But we can't just give everyone a second plate. So at our hospital, you have to ask for a dietitian. The dietitian's the one who approves like the food and all of that. So if you want to be put on doubles, you just ask to call the dietitian. I don't know about every place, that's how ours handles it. They do kind of decide when you come in, if you get it or if you don't get it, and a lot of times it just has to do with like meds and stuff, because sometimes some medicine makes you more hungry or vice versa. There's a lot of factors. I don't want to go into that, but ask to speak to the dietitian. Say, man, this food is not filling me up. Can I have doubles? And if you come to me and be like that, I'm like, sure, let's ask the doctor. Sometimes the doctor will say yes or no, but sometimes it's the dietitian. So those are the two people. Your therapist really doesn't get a say in that. Neither does staff or management. It's mostly doctors and the dietitian, which is why we have a dietitian who's absolutely amazing. Our place has, adding onto that, and this isn't really a hack, but at our place, if you ask a staff, hey, can you go to the vending machine and get us stuff? We usually will. At least at ours I will. Like if I have like 4 or 5 clients that are just like, I'm starving, that snack was awful. We've gone to the gas station before. We've had, like, there's been times where they say, I am not a fan of rice cakes, or like those little, I don't know what they're called. They're like, I just don't like them. And no one on the unit liked it one day. And I was like, you guys want hot tamales? Or whatever those things are? They're like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And so I got someone to cover me. I took my 15-minute break that I was finally allowed to have, and I went to the gas station and I got it. And I got them hot Cheetos and those other hot things they like, and that was their snack. So sometimes just be like, hey, just, again, as if you're respectful towards staff, you know, sometimes like myself, we'll go out of the way to make sure, you know, like, you want a different snack, let's go. Let's take my break, tell me what you want, let's get it. Okay. Bring a comfort item. So at ours, and every place is going to be different, at ours, you're allowed to bring a stuffed animal or a blanket, as long as you're safe. There's been times where kids have had squishy stress balls. That's fine. You brought it from home. Great. It's probably something that's like a coping mechanism from your house that you're really into, and it helps and it's great. There's that too. Don't be scared to bring a backpack. So at ours, we don't let you have anything you bring usually, unless like a couple of comfort items. But you never know what place will allow you to have it. There's two situations. You either know you're coming to the psych hospital or you don't. You're either coming from the ER or you're coming from a placement who said, hey, they need to go back in. Usually a lot of kids who know they're coming in will bring a backpack, because you come in, and remember, when these kids are coming into our hospital, they're at the lowest they've ever been. They're not in good spirits. They're struggling. If I could give you one piece of advice, it would say bring extra clothes in a backpack, because when you leave that hospital, you want to feel good about yourself. You want to feel refreshed. You want to feel like it's a new start. You want to start a whole new chapter. So put on different clothes. Like, I can't imagine going into a psych hospital wearing one thing and then leaving in the same thing. First off, I like my stuff clean, but also it was just like, I don't want that on me. Like, I'll wash it, clean it off, new good vibes with those clothes, but like, I want to start a new beginning. So don't be scared to bring a backpack, and you never know. There's a lot of psychology